So, dating. Dating is a lot like going shopping for your wardrobe that's inside of a suitcase at a consignment store or at a salvage goods, at an auction, at one of those cut the lock, open the container, you bid on it type sales. Trying to find your clothing, the clothing that fits you, inside of a suitcase. And both parties are doing this, men and women. You're at the auction. The auctioneer says, okay, we're doing lot number 67. The helper got the bolt cutters. They cut the bolt. He bids based entirely on what the suitcase looks like. How big is it? How little is it? So the guy bids 100% on what the exterior of that suitcase looks like. The more pleasing that suitcase, the more he's willing to bid, to the point where, God, men will be tripping over themselves competing for it. They'll embarrass themselves. They'll make a fool of themselves. They'll give up everything. They'll trade everything. Bidder fever. That's what dating apps are. It's bidding frenzy. The sense of competition makes men compete for the prettiest girls. Dudes are throwing their highest and best offer at the suitcase that looks best. All they need to see is pictures. And they know in 2 seconds. At one freaking glance, boom, they know. Because attraction is immediate. It's immediately there, or it's immediately not. If you have to look for 5 seconds, it ain't there. Now, the issue with men is that they're there to purchase the clothing that's presumably inside the suitcase, but they don't even open the suitcase. They can't wait to get that suitcase home and get it undressed and have sex with it. Then they'll find out what clothing is inside and does it fit. They don't even investigate. Step 1, woo her, charm her, get her home, mate her. That is where men fail. If the name of life was just procreation, just continuing the species, like how goats breed, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it works fantastic. The very best, the horniest, the most driven, the one that'll jump the highest fence, get all tore up from barbed wire, and get the girl on the other side. He's the winner, and he is the best suited. Natural selection has given him the green light to multiply. That's not how humans are supposed to live. Why? Because there's a God. Because it's not evolution, it's creation. And there's orders and rules that are given by our Creator. Okay, so men are to seek women, and women are to be their partners. Where we fail is not pausing on the sexual chase in order to get to know the woman. And this is the reason why I am for no sex before marriage. If you've got to be stuck with this suitcase and its contents for the rest of your life, the exterior of the suitcase is not going to please you if the inside is full of shitty underwear. It's just not. So you got to know what's on the inside. The exterior does not make up for a terrible interior. Now, women, switching gears here, let's pick on ladies. I know you liked all that stuff I was just saying. I'm sure I just validated you a bunch, but now it's your time to get criticized. We'll flip the script literally on the other side. Women see a suitcase and they can look at a suitcase that isn't all that good looking. I mean, some women are wild for the ravishing looks, and they generally have crappy relationships because they're acting more like a man, jumping in bed. The more feminist a woman is, the less feeling negative she has about a high body count or having a child out of wedlock or having an abortion. So the more left-wing a woman is, the more she is willing to behave like a man traditionally, to slum around, to be a hoe. The more conservative a woman is, the more right-wing, the more Christian a woman is, the more she has shame and restrictions, reservations about sharing her body, as she should, because it's a sacred thing. If you don't, I'm looking at you. If you don't treat it sacred, why should he? You tell me. You want a guy to cherish you? If you don't cherish you, he ain't going to cherish you. Why should he? If you treat your heart and soul and your body like the temple that God asked you to, and you don't allow anyone who doesn't treat it that way to have it, there's a really good chance that you will manage to filter out all the turds that are breaking your heart, and you'll get to have that relationship you've always pined for. But back to the analogy. A woman looks at the suitcase that purely on the exterior looks might not be all that good looking. And she definitely opens the suitcase up before she bids. And she looks inside. And hey, it's actually got some good stuff in here. In the beginning, it's good. Oh, I love that shirt. I love that blouse. Oh my God, these shorts are nice. Hey, there's a pair of flip-flops. I need a pair of them. But then she sees one thing that she doesn't like. And then maybe one more. She will throw the whole thing away over one little detail. Instead of thinking like, I don't have to wear that thing that doesn't fit me. Or maybe I can actually also pack some things in here that do. Because there's a lot of stuff about humans that you can train.